What's up, guys? We're here at AMC Town Square with Chasing Cinema.
Mr. James Shoot.com.
We got two movies, Star Trek Beyond and...
which we already reviewed, just click that wide eye.
Ding! And Lights Out.
Ooh, he did it a little early. He gave him a little tease. So, Mr. James Shoot, I'm gonna go down memory lane. Let me ask you a question. Is Mr. James Shoot afraid of the dark at all?
Depends, I guess, maybe.
Depends.
Yeah, certain situations, I guess I could be.
Only in certain situations?
Yeah.
I was a young boy, and this one adult, I don't like to call him out, was very little, made a very huge impression on me. They asked me, you know, the more you stare into the dark, the more you can see something staring back. And that has stuck with me my entire life. And really, I would say one of the most traumatic moments of my childhood. Because I, to this day, am quite afraid of the dark.
That sucks.
I wouldn't classify it as a phobia, right? Like, I do sleep in the dark. And sometimes, you know, when I'm going into the kitchen in the middle of the night, I don't turn on the light. But I will say my, like, senses are more aware when I'm in the dark. I'm very more like, oh, whoop, whoop. But, so this movie, obviously, immediately plays on something that I'm connected to, very much so. 2013, I'm on YouTube, watching Mr. James Shoot's channel, Superman, Adventures of Superman, and I stumbled across this short film called Lights Out. 2013, it's like 2 minutes long, maybe a little bit over 2 minutes, and it is this really great, effective, short horror movie. Then, flash forward to this year, 2016, I get an email while I'm at CinemaCon, and they say, hey, there's a movie coming out called Lights Out, and we'd love for you to interview the producer. And I was like, okay, let me look up this movie. I watched the trailer, and I'm like, wow, this really reminds me of that one short I watched a while ago. I was like, is this guy...
They stole it.
I was like, yeah, is this guy ripping this people off? Lo and behold, the woman from the short film is in the trailer, and that made me go, oh man, like I wonder if this is the same people. Lo and behold, it's actually the director's wife. And they brought her back and him for this movie. This producer, Lawrence Gray, saw this short
on
and
YouTube.
Him and his group loved it so much they were like, we want to make that movie. Contacted that director.
On YouTube.
On YouTube.
Amazing.
Contacted that director, and now he's got a feature film.
That's amazing.
My interview for Lawrence Gray will be up on ChasingCinema.com. I'm also working right now to get a follow-up interview with the filmmaker. So hopefully we'll have him on later at some point this month.
That'd be sick.
He does live in LA. But obviously we'll make it work somehow, you know, Skype or whatnot. So anyway, like after speaking with the producer and all this stuff, my anticipation has grown for this movie. Conjuring 2 came out this year. I enjoyed it.
That was fun.
I think James Wan is the guy you want to go to right now for horror, well, at least in America. And Conjuring, and he's a part of this. He's gonna be a producer on this. So I'm like, all right, I'm ready for this, and I'm hoping it's good. I don't know. It's good. It's only an hour, and I think it's like 80-something minutes.
Short.
So it's on the short side.
Just like the movie.
But it plays with something that I'm quite scared of. So I wonder. Teresa Palmer's in it, who, as sweet as she was, I met her for the press, like a press conference for Point Break, and she wasn't particularly good in that movie, and I'm not a particularly big fan for her. But I'm hoping that this is a movie where she kind of gets to shine, because you know, there have been very famous women who've been in horror movies, and that really catapults their career. Well,
let's see if she's gonna shine or if the lights are gonna go out.
Ooh!
Alright, so I just got out of Star Trek Beyond. Watch it, our review. But this video is about Lights Out.
Yes.
Do the lights go out, or do they stay on?
Well, which one's good?
Well, if they go out, it's not good. If it's on, it's good.
Well, the lights are on this movie because it's good. At least in Shu's, like, you know.
Stupid enough.
It's either bright. Wait, this is Shu's new way to judge a movie. Bright, dim, dusk. No, I actually really enjoyed this movie. I will say this though. I think there are two types of horror films. I think we've had this conversation before. There's the horror film that is psychological, that is... scared the hell out of me, man. Damn it! Excuse my language. That's depthful, and it kind of talks about other themes. The Shining comes to mind, The Babadook comes to mind, that it's not all about scaring you right away and just getting that cheap jump scares. You know, like those videos you watch on YouTube and stuff.
Paranormal Activity.
Paranormal Activity. Well, yeah, but yeah, Paranormal Activity, things of that nature. And there's then the jump scares, like we were just talking about, like Paranormal Activity. These are the movies that are all about that just want to scare you in the moment, but might not stick with you or scare you when you go home. Lights Out is top notch of those jump scares. Like, this movie is very silly. And you know, in every horror movie, when we're learning about the evil and we're like researching and you're going through all these papers to find out the origin or how this is all happening, it is one of the most ridiculous things ever. Like, it's still not very clear to me. I'm just kind of like, okay, like, that's fine. But I go with it here. This is a movie that I go with it, and I was having fun, and this was me, though. I swear, like, everyone was jumping, and it was so funny because I was sitting next to this family who was like, yeah, this girl's an idiot, you know, and they kept jumping the entire time, and I thought that was just like, this movie's getting you, man. Give it where credit's due. I think the movie plays with light and dark very smart. Like, so basically the situation in the film is that when you're in the dark, you're in danger. When you're in light, you're safe. This creature cannot be in the light, only in the dark. And, you know, they end up playing with that a lot more than you think. You think, you know, flashlights, of course, but, you know, when a gun goes off, when that initial flash comes on, you can see the creature and then you decamp. Car lights, police lights, black lights. I mean, they play with this, all these different things, and it makes it really effective and fun. Now, I think story-wise, and if you're looking for something depthful, if you were a big fan of The Babadook and you don't like cheap scares, then this isn't going to be the horror film for you. But if you could just look past the fact that this one isn't so deep, but it is a really good, creepy movie, I think you'll have a good time. I was explaining it to Louis Vuitton like this. You know, you can't compare a Gordon Ramsay burger to McDonald's, but sometimes you just gotta go with the Big Mac. You know, sometimes the Big Mac is just what you need. It's just a different type of meal, and I think for this case, I had a really good time. I thought it got me a few times, and I would also say the ending is quite fun. Like most movies like this, about these dark spirits or creatures or whatever we want to call this. Diana is her name. The evilness in this movie. There's always like this kind of like elaborate turn about good and evil and all that. And this movie just deals with it in a very, I think, like a very way where most movies wouldn't have the guts to do it. So I give it credit. I honestly am very interested in seeing more of this guy's work. I would like to see him go into something a little, damn lights going out. Get me the hell out of here. I would like to see him do something.
Dude, no.
No, fine. I want to go home. I got to drive by myself. But I think that I would like to see him do something a little bit more depthful and smart and thematic. But as far, like, if you like going into haunted houses, this is what you're doing. You're going into a haunted house with this movie. You're going in to be scared, to gather up with your friends and go, ah! Like, that's what you're going to get out of this movie. You're not going to get something that psychologically affects you, unless you really are afraid of the dark. Then it will kind of screw with you. But this movie, I think it works. It's like it's just like going into a haunted house.
Love it.
Yeah, it was a good time. No harm, no foul.
Love it. All right, so that's two good movies because there was Star Trek Beyond.
Yeah,
watch
Star Trek
it.
Beyond.
Lights Out. Watch it. So if you're more of a horror film guy, girl,
yeah,
you watch Lights Out. If you're a sci-fi action type of guy, girl, you watch Star Trek Beyond.
Or if you're a
film lover,
yeah,
you watch both, sucker.
Great minds think alike, man. Double feature, because I think they're both really
awesome.
I think that they're they're a really good complement to each other because they're both completely different. They're both giving you different feelings and emotions. So I'm with you on that.
I love it all. 7 days later, we got
wrong theme song.
Jason Bourne, The Return of Matt Damon.
His theme song is really hard to do.
Yeah, it is, actually.
Yeah.
And we have Bad Moms.
Yep, Bad Moms, and then we have The Nerve Game.
The Nerve Game with Dave Franco.
Play, or do you want to watch? I should have done watch first.
It's that movie looks good to me because I know if it was real, there'd be people doing that crap.
Yeah, yeah. It looks interesting.
Pokemon Go.
Either could go this way or that way. I know. When are we getting a Pokemon Go movie?
Well, they announced that, or it looks like the first one they're gonna make is about Detective Pikachu.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
It's a Detective Pikachu, I guess, is a cartoon in Japan already that exists.
Oh, okay.
So they're gonna turn that live action.
Oh, wow.
Detective Pikachu.
A movie, not a show.
Live action.
Okay. Hey, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, that's a big running fad. I just wonder how long it's gonna last.
Only time will tell.
Yeah. We've been through some fads in our day.
Yes.
We've gone through a lot. We did the Harlem Shake. Remember that?
I do remember that.
Yeah, we did the Harlem Shake. We did some other crazy stuff. I don't remember though. It's been like 5 years.
Well, we'll be back, just like we are always back.
Always, every Thursday.
ChaseandSimon.com.
Film Lovers website.